best you can do, Gabe?
So here I am as Gabriel Logan on the right there, and this is me finally killing the game's final boss, beating the last level of Syphon Filter 2 and unlocking the gold No More Second Chances trophy. And as that was the last one I needed, I also got the Fantastic Job Gabe Platinum trophy for getting all of the trophies in Syphon Filter 2. And while I made that look easy there, this final boss was a bit of a pain, to be honest, because to quote DSP, it's kind of a puzzle boss because you have to do a very specific thing in order to kill him, because he's decked out in this bulletproof armour and none of your guns have any effect on him, so you have to find this UAS-12 shotgun from inside the helicopter and use that on him to push him backwards into the propellers in order to kill him. And that took me a while to figure out, to be honest. But thank God for that rewind feature on these emulated PlayStation Classics. It truly was a godsend and made this really easy platinum even easier, because while the game had 22 trophies, there was 21 trophies for basically completing each of the game's 21 levels. That's all you had to do, just play through the game and beat it to get the platinum. But there was one trophy for one of the game's levels that was quite troublesome, and ironically it was the trophy called He's Proving Troublesome, which I thought was quite funny because this was the trophy for beating level 4, the mission on the bridge in Syphon Filter 2, and that is today's episode of that one bullshit PlayStation trophy, because this level proved to be a bit of a pain in the arse, to be fair.
When the charges are set, I'm gonna call for an evac of the bridge and then we blow it. Until then...
So the level starts off with that short little cutscene with that conversation between the two bad guys who for some reason can't see Gabe, who's just right in front of them, to be honest. And they're talking about blowing up the bridge. So initially I assume I've got to get to the other side of the bridge and get the fuck out of here within this 2-minute time limit that you can see on the screen before they blow the bridge up on me. So I realise I've got to try and sneak past because they might just go all kamikaze and blow up the bridge. So I go to this left side here and just hang off the edge to try and just crawl past them without them seeing me. And while that took a really long time because Gabe Logan is so fucking slow when he's shimmying across a ledge, much slower than Lara Croft, that's for sure. Eventually I got past him and managed to go back up to the top of the bridge, and then as I went past this truck there was 2 guards going around the left side, so I made sure to stay on the right and avoid their sight. A bit further up there was another goon walking past, going left and right across the bridge, so I had to make sure I snuck past him, and somehow he didn't spot me there and I managed to sneak right by him. But there was another guard at the very end of the bridge before the tunnel that I needed to go into, so I decided to hang off the ledge and try and sneak round him from here. But for some reason he spotted me even though he wasn't looking at me, so I failed the mission, so I needed to retry it once more. But as I went to hang off the ledge and sneak past those guards, I accidentally fell and realised that there was a whole area underneath the bridge, and it was here where I spotted a guard with what looked like one of the bombs, so I figured I actually had to disarm all of the bombs on the bridge before that time limit ran out.
It's Logan!
Cunt. Which proved a little bit tricky, but thank God for that rewind, as it put me right back there and I could knife that guy right off the bridge. See you later, fucker. And then I walked up to the bomb and pressed triangle to actually disarm it, and that gave me a checkpoint, and I now had just 3 more C4s remaining to disarm on the bridge, with just over a minute of time left to do it. So now I had to really book it around and try and figure out a way back up to the top of the bridge to search for some more of these C4 charges. And after several failed attempts to find my way back to the lower levels of the bridge, I eventually found the right spot to drop from, and it was here where I found the second of the 4 C4 charges just beside this truck. So as I dropped down, it was right there, really handy for me to just grab and defuse, and that left me with around 30 seconds of time to find the 2 remaining C4 charges. but unfortunately those two dickhead guards who were patrolling around that truck were in my way, so it slowed me right down, and I only had a few seconds left at that point. So I just dropped where I was to just see what was down below, and I spotted a third bomb as I fell to my death. So I restarted the level again and went back to try and get those first two bombs defused as quick as possible, dropping down and trying to avoid that fucking guard so he didn't spot me. And eventually I got it, and I would dispatch him and then defuse the bomb with around 1 minute 23 left on the clock at that checkpoint. I then had to try and get right back up to that second bomb as quick as possible, but again those guards were lurking nearby, so I knew they were going to be trouble. But I got there with around 50 seconds or so to spare, and I just needed to do 2 more bombs now. After rushing and failing and rewinding and rushing again, eventually I got past the guards up here and managed to find a way down to the third bomb. However, as I got close to the bomb, well, disaster struck.
Oh my god, stop doing that, Logan.
And by the time Gabe got his slow ass over to the guard to kill him and then defuse the bomb, I was left with a checkpoint at around 1 second. Fuck.
How the fuck do you do that quick?
The charges are prime. Everyone off the bridge now.
This is absolutely bullshit. You do not get enough time to defuse all 4 bombs. There's no way you can get to that last bomb within the time limit. It's just bullshit. And now I'm just stuck with a dead checkpoint, constantly reloading and instantly fucking failing me? What a load of fucking shit. All I could do was rewind and try it again, and while I did manage to get there to the third bomb quicker, I still managed to fuck it up.
It's Logan!
Come on, Gabe, we can do this. Come on, let's kill him and defuse that bomb, and that'll give me a 10-second checkpoint. 10 seconds just to run down to the other end of the bridge there and defuse the 4th and final C4 charge. I can do this. Fuck yes, finally. Come on. Ah, fuck, I can't get over.
It's Logan! Blow the bridge now!
How the fuck do you do this?
Now, at this point, I was getting really pissed off, and I just sort of randomly rewound to this point, and I actually looked out here, because as I turned around to look at that truck, I walked away, but I realised I saw something, and it actually said equipment, and I went up to it and pressed triangle, and to my surprise, it gave me a silenced sniper rifle as well as some gas grenades. So I quickly reloaded my save at the start of the level, and then I had the bright idea to actually pause the fucking game and have a look at the actual objectives to see what the game actually wanted me to do here, instead of just assuming. And what do you know? It says find a silenced weapon and then quietly eliminate those guards, then defuse the bombs. So I made my way back to that truck, took the supplies, and then went back to the front of the bridge where the level starts and used the gas grenade on those 2 enemies to silently kill them without alerting anyone else on the bridge. And, well, look what happened when I threw that gas grenade. As soon as they die, I get a checkpoint, a mission objective complete, and best of all, the timer's stopped. Nice one, game. You fooled me. Or I fooled myself. I'm not quite sure. But if I'd have just paid a fucking attention, I probably would have been able to do this level a lot easier, because, what do you know, after killing those guards and not having a fucking time limit, this was an easy job of walking around the bridge, taking my sweet ass time to silently and stealthily call back around, kill all the guards without them seeing, and one by one defuse all of those C4 charges. And I had plenty of time to get to that fourth and final one and defuse it. And I tell you what, it was glorious. So, Gamer 101 rules: always check what the objectives are, look and listen to the game, and don't just assume you know. And if you follow those rules, then it will be easy, because the rest of the level was, that's for sure. Because once I was back at the top of the bridge, I could silently take out that guy with the sniper rifle, and then actually head inside the tunnel, where I saw 2 allies in the tunnel captured by 2 guards, and I had to take them both out at the same time with one awesome sniper rifle shot. I could then go and rescue them and escape.
Stay with me and stay close. It's gonna be tight getting out of here alive.
And Gabe wasn't kidding, because as I was running down the tunnel, 3 trucks would pull up with a load of guards running out, and I had to take them all out. And while my aim wasn't great, at least the AI companions helped me out here. And after doing 3 waves of those, we could head straight to the very end of the tunnel, and this was where the level would finally end. Oh my god, after about 20 to 30 minutes of just absolutely failing and falling on my arse to beat this level, I eventually just looked out and found the way to do it, and then realised I could actually pause the game and look at the objectives to see what the game wanted me to do. And you know what? When I followed the rules of the game and the instructions of the game, this trophy and this level to beat was actually easy. I just made this one way harder than it ever needed to be, and after watching the cutscene, I finally got the He's Proving Troublesome trophy to unlock, which did actually prove quite troublesome for me to unlock, even though it was only level 4. And you know what? This trophy, and all the trophies in this game, they aren't really bullshit. I just made this one harder than it actually needed to be, because I wasn't paying attention and I just assumed I knew what I was doing, because I could vaguely remember this level from when I played it back on the PS1. And yeah, this isn't really a bullshit trophy, but I really wanted to do an episode on this game because I absolutely love the Syphon Filter series, and I would love it to return. This for me could easily be a new Uncharted series, a set-piece heavy blockbuster action game where it has stealth spy elements. It could be really fun, I think, and I would love it to come back, and I really want people to play this game, so check it out because it is awesome.
Alright, here we go. Let's go! Oh, shit!